Today is Mental Health Action Day. It is a day to encourage and empower people to take action about the mental health crisis that our country is facing. It is a topic that is close to our hearts here on Morning News Now. So this morning, we are dedicating part of each hour to these important discussions, hearing from experts and providing important resources if you or someone you know is struggling with mental health issues.
Well, one person who feels particularly passionate about mental health and advocating for it is actress and singer Demi Lovato. She has battled drug addiction and eating disorder and struggled with her mental health. Well, I spoke with Lovato recently at the Milken Institute Global Conference about her journey and the pressures our younger generation faces and why it is so important to speak out about it. Here's some of our conversation.
I found something that I deal with now is anxiety. I've dealt with depression, I've dealt with addiction, I've kind of have a checklist and I've just kind of knocked them all off.
Global superstar Demi Lovato does not shy away from sharing her darkest moments.
There have been times where I've dealt with depression where I have had suicidal ideations, and it's something that I've struggled with since I was very young. And it's something that I can still struggle with if I don't stay on top of it.
Lovato made headlines in July 2018 when a drug overdose nearly took her life. She shared the previously unknown details in a YouTube documentary, revealing just how close to death she came.
I had 3 strokes. I had a heart attack.
Was that a hard decision to make, to be that open?
It wasn't a hard decision for me because I've always been an open book. The very first time that I went to treatment was when I was 18, and I went for my eating disorder, and I went for self-harm and emotional issues. And when I came out of that experience, I was faced with the decision of either keep your mouth shut and not say anything, or share your experience, strength, and hope with another person in hopes that it affects them in a positive way. And I decided to go with that route because I wanted to help others. I wish that I had had somebody when I was 13 years old. I wanted somebody in the public eye to say that, hey, this is what I've gone through and you don't have to choose that route.
What do you want the 13-year-old who's watching you now to know about if they're not okay?
Talking to people and asking for help is more than okay and is absolutely what you should do.
For Lovato, limiting her social media intake was key.
It got to a point where I realized I can't read anything, because if I read positive comments, it feeds my ego. And if I read negative comments, it damages my ego. And ultimately, I don't want to navigate out of ego at all.
What would it be like for you, do you think, if when you first started struggling, you had the internet the way we do at our fingertips now? And how damaging do you think it is?
I think it's so damaging. I think that we live in a world of editing and Facetune and all these things that can change the way that we look. And it's hard to grow up in a world where that's right in front of your face and at your fingertips at all times. I grew up in a period of time where young Hollywood was very, very, very thin, and that was the look. I think that had a really negative impact on my mental health, which I think fed into my eating disorder.
Today, Lovato is focused on strengthening her mental health and pointing others to that path by being transparent and putting in the work.
I don't want to paint the facade that everything is totally perfect and fine, but I am in a really good place, and it has been kind of challenging to write a happy rock album. But I'm doing it. But I have bad days. I had a bad day on Sunday. I realized that even to this day, no matter how happy I might feel and seem, I'm human. And it's okay to still struggle, even when you're in a great place.
Is this as important a part of your life as the other things that we know you for, being an advocate in this way?
It's arguably even more important because music, yes, it can last forever, but careers don't. Life and legacy is what's important, but the things that I'm most proud of are the fans that share their stories with me and say, you've saved my life. And that to me is more important than any award that I could win.
If you are struggling or if you are helping someone who is, call or text 988.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.